Election Day is undoubtedly one of the most defining days of our country, because every 4 years we have the right and ability to go choose who our next leader is going to be. And although I am not old enough to vote yet, I myself can still see why Election Day is very important and why it needs to be made a national holiday. Election Day should be made a national holiday for 4 reasons. Number 1, it will increase voter turnout. Number 2, it will turn Election Day into a celebration of democracy. Number 3, it will align the U.S. with other countries. And number 4, it has bipartisan support. So starting with my first reason, making Election Day a national holiday will increase voter turnout. The Pew Research Institute says that the U.S. ranks 26 out of 32 countries for voter turnout among the OECD countries, and this is a very low ranking. Also, 14% of registered voters in the 2016 election did not vote. And although this does not seem like a very high percentage, that is still 27 million people. According to the Washington Post, only 55% of the voting age population voted, meaning there are still many who didn't even register to vote. And being too busy was the 3rd highest reason cited for not voting. And according to polls done by the U.S. Census Bureau in 2008, as you can see, that the lower the wage gets, the less likely people are to vote. And these are the people that would get the day off if Election Day was made a national holiday. That means that those statistics, more people in the lower income wage levels would go vote if Election Day was made a national holiday, which is another reason why it should be made a national holiday. Moving on to my second point. Making Election Day a national holiday would turn Election Day into a celebration of democracy. Election Day is already a holiday in Puerto Rico, and the Puerto Ricans have parades and parties, and these celebrations are accredited to Puerto Rico's over 80% voter turnout rate, according to the Pew Research Institute. As well as Puerto Rico and Australia, elections are celebrated, and in Australia, they have 90% voter turnout rates. So making Election Day a national holiday in America would most likely turn it into a celebration much like the 4th of July, getting more people involved and increasing voter turnout rates even further. Donald Green, professor of political science at Columbia University, found that Election Day parties in 2005, 2006, and 2016 increased voter turnout by around 4%, which may not seem like a lot, but it will make an impact. The 3rd reason I have as to why Election Day needs to be made a national holiday is that it will align the U.S. with other countries. Making it a national holiday would give us a common ground with countries that we never thought we would have something in common with. For example, Israel and South Korea make their election days national holidays. They make them to help their citizens with economic hardship, giving them a paid day off to go vote. But as well as that, it also increases their voter turnout rates to 72% in Israel and 77% in North Korea. And although these percentages are not way up in the 80s or 90s, that is still 23% higher than the United States voter turnout rates, according to CNBC. And as well as those 2 countries, France, Mexico, and India also have holidays for their election. So this would put us at a common ground. We would have something in common with these countries. So as well as increasing voter turnout rates, turning this into a celebration and giving us something in common with other countries, it also has bipartisan support, which brings me to my 4th reason. Making Election Day a national holiday has bipartisan support. Political parties have gotten so extreme in America that almost nobody can find any common ground with each other. But the one thing that Democrats and Republicans seem to agree on is that Election Day should be made a national holiday. According to the Pew Research Institute, 71% of Democrats and 59% of Republicans support making Election Day a national holiday. As well as the politicians, the Slate survey showed that United States adults would rather have Election Day as a national holiday than Christmas Eve. And along with the adults and the politicians, I can speak for my peers when I say we would enjoy a day off of school as well. So, as you could hear, the benefits to making Election Day a national holiday are immense, and there's almost no downside. And as a young American who is involved in politics, if election day is made a national holiday, my peers might want to get involved in politics too. That supports the future of America. So, in summary, Election Day should be made a national holiday for 4 reasons. First, it would increase voter turnout. Number 2, it would turn it into a celebration of democracy. Number 3, it would align the United States with other countries. Number 4, it has bipartisan support. So, as I said at the beginning of my speech, Election Day is a very important day, which makes me wonder why it isn't a national holiday already, and why it needs to happen now. Thank you.